Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today, we're talking about two idiots. One slightly less ridiculously stupid than the other, but both, make no mistake, are piss-poor excuses for human beings. Of course, I'm talking about Johnny Derp and Amber Turd. Johnny Depp's defamation suit comes to an end as Amber Heard withdraws appeal and agrees to reduced $1 million defamation payment. This from Spencer Bakuli this morning, bounding into comics. I just have to laugh because literally both of these people are complete morons. They're just Hollywood's shining example of what that amount of narcissism and addiction can do to a person. And I really have to laugh at the whole situation. I mean, you have Amber Heard, who is basically a petulant child, an angry little girl. That's how she conducts herself. I mean, I don't know how old she is. She's got to be in her 30s. Alcoholic. And then you have Johnny Depp, who at one point, alcoholic, drug addiction problems. And these two are just completely toxic together. And it erupted into this trial, and a lot of people on YouTube covered it. I think I did maybe one or two videos, and both of them were pretty much mocking the entire situation. Like I said, of all the reasons I listed, just because they're both pieces of shit, no pun intended. And like I said, if I had to side with one of them, it's probably going to be Depp because he's less garbage than Amber Heard, but I still don't agree with him. I mean, you're talking about somebody who in the UK evoked a reference to an actor and a president in...
When was the last time an actor assassinated a president?
So, you see, I just don't give two Amber Heards about either of them. You see what I did there?
He called the shit poop.
So let's go into this article because I just want to talk. I do want to talk about it just because it's funny. It's funny. After years of having his name dragged through the mud by everyone from misled fans to Disney executives, thanks to her defamatory op-ed, Johnny Depp has finally reached the end of his battle to reclaim his reputation from his ex-wife Amber Heard. Now, his reputation will never be the same after this. That's how it always happens, because once accusations are made, regardless of the outcome, even with it being as public as this is, the stigma will be there to some effect. Following a Virginia jury's June 1st verdict, the actress had indeed defamed her ex-husband with her now infamous The Washington Post op-ed. Heard attempted to appeal the decision on grounds that the court had made numerous errors in its handling of the proceedings, particularly by allowing Depp's lawsuit to actually move forward. This is the level of desperation on her part. And I thought all the reports that she was broke were hilarious. Because that seems to be the modus operandi for a lot of these people is, they spend, and they think they're always going to be able to get work, and then they realize they're not that talented. It was the people around them in a cast of a movie, an ensemble as it were, that made them look not as mundane or, subpar as they actually are. And I think in Amber Heard's case, that is a lot of it. She was jealous. And I will say this, Depp, I'm not going to discount his career achievements. I'm not, because he has been in a lot of movies that were very successful and good on that note as well. So, whereas Amber Heard has basically built her career off of him. She really has.
I'd be lost without him.
The role in Aquaman wasn't... she's always been, to me, I look at her like a discount Scarlett Johansson. It's like, can we have ScarJo? And your mom's like, we have ScarJo at home. And you and Amber Heard shitting on your bed.
It was her fecal matter.
Not to say that she's anywhere near her talent level. It just, especially after Aquaman, reminded me, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I don't find her particularly captivating in any of her performances or her overall aesthetic. I mean, and Tony and I have had this discussion. Women like her are basically a dime a dozen anywhere. I mean, she's a middle of the road. I don't even know what her real hair color is. We'll say blonde because that's, I think, the last color it was. But she's just a middle of the road blonde with mediocre acting ability that Johnny Depp wanted to fuck. I mean, that's, you know, I mean, she's not talented. And like I said, this guy's not exactly a saint either, so don't think I'm taking up for him. Like I said, she's just slightly a worse person than he is. However, ostensibly realizing the futility of her poorly argued attempt to evade accountability and reaching an agreement with Depp's lawyer to pay only $1 million of her originally ordered $8.35 million, the actress has now withdrawn her appeal, because of course she has.
But of course.
As announced by Heard in a 4-part post published to her personal Instagram account on December 19th, after a great deal of deliberation, I have made a very difficult decision to settle the defamation case brought against me by my ex-husband in Virginia. We're not going to read all this because it's nonsense, but I do want to go. The vilification I have faced on social media is an amplified version of the ways in which women are re-victimized when they come forward. You lost, sweetheart. We know you're not a victim. This is what narcissists and sociopaths do. They refuse to accept the blame for anything that they've done or said. Accountability for their actions is non-existent in their heads. So this is what she's doing. There's no restrictions or gags with respect to my voice moving forward. Nobody cares. I have made no admission. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's important for me to say that I never chose this, continued the Aquaman actress. I defended my truth. See, and there is a perfect example of how stupid and narcissistic she is. My truth. I want to say this loud and clear. This whole thing where there's my truth, there is no my truth, okay? If you say that, if you utter that statement, if you put that in a post where you're trying to justify some stupidity or some asininity that you've committed, ladies and gentlemen,
just ring your call button and Tommy will come back there and hit you on the head with a tack hammer because you're a retard.
There is no such thing as my truth. You're a fucking retard. You're a brainlet. There is no my truth. There is the truth. And then there is the mental gymnastics you do to conduct yourself and put your side of the story out there. There is no your truth. There is no my truth. That doesn't exist. That's made up. That's made up like saying sex and gender are different. They're not. They're the same thing. It's important for me to say I never chose this, continued the Aquaman actress. I defended my truth, and in doing so, my life as I knew it was destroyed. The vilification I faced on social media is an amplified version of the ways in which women are re-victimized when they come forward. Now I have an opportunity to emancipate myself from something I attempted to leave 6 years ago and on terms I can agree to. I have made no admission. This is not an act of concession, she then claimed. There are no restrictions or gags with respect to my voice moving forward. The ramblings of a complete narcissist. I make this decision having lost faith in the American legal system, where my unprotected testimony served as entertainment and social media fodder, wrote Heard before disingenuously asserting, when I took before a judge in the UK, I was vindicated by a robust, impartial, and fair system, where I was protected from having to give the worst moments of my testimony in front of the world's media, and where the court found that I was subjected to domestic and sexual violence. Yeah. Okay, sister.
You go, girl!
This is her. Well, why don't you move to the UK then? Why don't you just move to the UK, Amber? Maybe they'd fancy you more there. In the U.S., however, I exhausted almost all my resources in advance and during a trial in which I was subjected to a courtroom in which abundant direct evidence that corroborated my testimony was excluded and in which popularity and power mattered more than reason and due process, she argued.
Shut up! bitch!
In the interim, I was exposed to a type of humiliation that I simply cannot relive, said Heard. Even if my U.S. appeal is successful, the best outcome would be a retrial where a new jury would have to consider the evidence age. I simply cannot go through that for a third time. We don't want to go through that. I'm sure there's a bunch of YouTubers that would love to grift off that again. You know, I really do. I really do. I think there is, but they're just going to have to wait for the next thing, you know, the next wave to ride.
Oh, a wave.
Time is precious, and I want to spend my time productively and purposefully, the Zack Snyder's Justice League actress told the public. For too many years, I have been caged in an arduous and expensive legal process, which has shown itself unable to protect me and my right to free speech, stated Heard. I cannot afford to risk an impossible bill, one that is not just financial, but also psychological, physical, and emotional. Women shouldn't have to face abuse or bankruptcy for speaking her truth. But unfortunately, it's not uncommon. Again, there's no her truth, you stupid cunt. There's no her truth. You fucking lied. You lost. Get the fuck over it and face the fact that you're responsible for a lot of your own fucking problems. That's the problem with people like you. No accountability. Refuse to accept accountability. The actress further affirmed, in settling this case, I am also choosing the freedom to dedicate my time to the work that helped me heal after my divorce, work that exists in realms in which I feel seen, heard, and believed, in which I know I can affect change. I will not be threatened, disheartened, or dissuaded by what happened from speaking the truth, she declared. Well, we found out it wasn't the truth, bitch. No one can and no one will take that from me. My voice forever remains the most valuable asset I have. Oh, this is hilarious. What a pathetic bitch. Drawing her statement to a close, Heard took a moment to thank my outstanding appellate and original trial teams for their relentless hard work. They didn't do too good, or you wouldn't have got shellacked the way you did. I want to thank everyone who supported me, and I turn my attention to the growing support that I felt and seen publicly in the months since trial. The efforts have been made to show solidarity with my story. Any survivor knows the ability to tell their story often feels like the only relief. You're not a survivor. I cannot find enough words to tell you the hope your belief in me inspires. Not just for me, but for all of you, Turd concluded. Thank you. See you soon. Jesus Christ, you won't shut up. What an... And then Dum Dum comes out, and of course, he's got to have his team issue a statement. In a separate statement given to the media on the actor's behalf, Derp's attorney, Benjamin Chu and Camille Vasquez, she's a star. I believe that was his trial attorney, Camille Vasquez. She was the one that just destroyed everything that Heard's team had. They welcomed Heard's withdrawal, stating, "We are pleased to formally close the door on this painful chapter for Mr. Depp, who made clear throughout this process that his priority was about bringing the truth to light. The jury's unanimous decision and the resulting judgment in Mr. Depp's favor against Ms. Heard remain fully in place," they recalled. The payment of $1 million, which Mr. Depp is pledging and will actually donate to charities, reinforces Ms. Heard's acknowledgments of the conclusion of the legal system's rigorous pursuit for justice. Yeah, you know, that's the thing here. It was unanimous. The jury literally was unanimous. So for her to say that justice wasn't served, I mean, there wasn't even a hung jury. It was unanimous. So get over it. You lost. You lied. You look like an idiot in front of the world because you're not a smart person. You're not a good person. And now the world knows. So
we all know.
No, this situation is funny. Amber Heard is pathetic. Johnny Depp is an idiot. But, you know, it's over with now. It's all over but the crying, as the saying goes. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Do you think they're both morons, or are you like Team Depp, or I mean, Team Heard? It could be even. Who knows? I mean, there's people out there that actually think Marilyn Monroe was an empowered woman. And, you know, the weirdos. The weirdos. I had death wished upon me because of my Marilyn Monroe video. Isn't that fun? But yeah, folks, leave your thoughts in the comments below. I thank you for watching. If today's the day I've earned it, subscribe to the channel, ding the bell for notifications so you know when we go live with one of our 3 weekly live streams, except for this week because it's Christmas. And we'll only have last night's show. You can go back, catch the replay of Going In Raw, episode 234. If you're a channel member, you get the member stream beforehand. And videos will be on the way through my vacation. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Etepo Queen of the Place to Be Reviews. I've been here with all these. If I don't see you, have a great day, a pleasant tomorrow, and I'll catch you on the next one.
It's better to burn out than to fade away.
I could do this all day.